The true, the good, and the beautiful. There are three words that philosophy has spent centuries trying to describe. The true, the good, and the beautiful. Science claimed truth. Ethics claimed the good. Art claimed beauty. It was useful, but it left an open, systemic wound. Because anyone who has seen a truly good equation knows it is beautiful. Anyone who has witnessed a genuine act of generosity knows there is truth in it, even if it is not a fact. And anyone who has paused before a masterpiece senses that something good is there, even if they cannot name it. What if they are not three different things? What if they are three names for the same experience, seen from three different angles? According to our theory, truth, goodness and beauty are three ways of recognizing the same thing. This thing is coherence. The true. The usual version says, true is what matches the facts, black or white, true or false. But that is too simple, for two reasons. First, reality exists before we name it. But our relationship with reality always passes through filters. Our senses, language, mental models, institutions, and those filters improve over time. Second, and this is what is most often ignored, reality is not static. The universe is not a fixed background on which events occur. It is a process, it evolves. It organizes itself into growing levels of complexity. What was real a billion years ago, a plasma of particles, is not the same as what is real now, with galaxies, with life, with minds asking what they are. That is why truth is not a label. It is a degree of fit between a system and the reality that contains it. And because reality evolves, truth evolves too. Not because it is arbitrary, but because the object of knowledge is a moving target. Newton's physics was not a lie. It was the best fit possible with the instruments and the accessible reality of its time. Einstein did not destroy it. He integrated it into a wider model. Truth is not a label. It is a process of adjustment. And that process never ends, because reality itself never finishes unfolding. The good. And what about the good? The universe does one thing again and again. It organizes noise into coherence, particles into atoms, atoms into molecules, molecules into cells, cells into organisms, minds into cultures. From there, the good defines itself. Good is what increases internal coherence without destroying the conditions of coherence in the environment. What strengthens the filters of integration, cooperation, trust, shared truth, cumulative learning. Evil is what introduces destructive noise without replacement. What fragments without rebuilding, what breaks filters without offering better ones. A necessary nuance, coherence does not mean rigidity. A regime that imposes order by destroying what surrounds it is not coherent in this sense. It is a system that sustains itself by consuming its own environment. That is not ascent. It is delayed collapse. And here is the most important point. Morality evolves because reality evolves. There is no final and definitive ethics, just as there is no final and definitive scientific technology. Each era has its ethics at a particular point in the process. The ethics of a Paleolithic nomadic tribe were coherent with its environment, its resources, its level of organization. The ethics of a globally interconnected civilization demands something different because the system is different, more complex, with more interdependencies, with consequences that reach much farther. Judging the past by the ethics of the present is a mistake, and trying to freeze the ethics of the present forever is another mistake just as great. The good is not decreed for all time. It evolves with the systems that practice it. It is nature discovering in each era its own conditions of stability. The third, the beautiful. And what about beauty? Beauty is resonance. The subjective experience of encountering high coherence, the moment when the internal model of a cognitive system aligns with the inner organization of an external object, with a fluency felt as expansion, as pleasure, as the sense of having touched something real. It is not only in the object, nor only in the subject. It is in the encounter between two coherences. That is why beauty evolves too. What a culture perceives as beautiful is not arbitrary or purely conventional. It reflects its level of integration, the filters it has developed, the coherences it is capable of recognizing. A Mozart symphony was inaccessible to ears that had never heard polyphonic music, not because it was objectively unbeautiful, but because the cognitive system did not yet have the filters to traverse it. Each era sees beauty where it can see coherence. And as cognitive systems, individual and collective, become more complex, they perceive layers of coherence that were previously invisible. The history of art is not a sequence of arbitrary tastes. It is a record of how humanity has ascended in its capacity to recognize order in the world. That is why great works do not run out. Each generation finds coherences in them that earlier generations could not see. And that is why art is not ornament. It is a technology of integration, a materialized filter that trains our sensitivity to recognize coherence where we once saw only noise. Beauty is the subjective signature of objective order. And as order evolves, the beauty that recognizes it evolves as well. Phi, the unity. Truth, goodness and beauty are three perspectives on a single property, integrated coherence. From knowledge, we call it truth. From judgment, we call it goodness. From perception, we call it beauty. And the three evolve together, not independently, but as three dimensions of the same process. When a culture advances in its capacity to know, it also advances in its capacity to act well and to perceive beauty. The three sustain one another. The three correct one another. And that is why no era can claim the final word on any of the three. Each historical moment has its truth, its ethics, and its beauty. Those that correspond to its level of integration, to the filters it has developed, to the portion of reality it has managed to model. They are not less valid for being partial. They are the only ones possible from that point in the process. What we can say is the direction toward greater coherence, greater integration, and a better fit with a reality that evolves. For billions of years, the universe has been doing one thing, folding noise into coherence. And the reality that emerges from that process is not always the same. It evolves. It unfolds. Each level of organization opens possibilities that the previous level did not contain. Life was not present in particle physics. Mind was not present in chemistry. And what comes after us is not yet anywhere we can point to. At some point in that process, something new appeared, a system complex enough not only to exist within coherence, but to feel it. To call truth the fit it achieves with reality. To call good what sustains that fit through time. To call beauty the moment when that fit becomes visible and produces awe. We are that system. We are not spectators of the process. We are the process looking at itself right now with the filters this era has managed to build. And what comes next? We do not know, but we do know the direction. The true, the good and the beautiful are not three different destinations. They are the same horizon, seen through three windows, and that horizon moves, because reality is not finished unfolding, Truth, goodness and beauty. Three ways of recognizing coherence in a universe that hasn't stopped growing.